Come talk shit and politic with Kristie J from the Chisholm Report every Saturday at 10 a.m. on hot7025fm.com.
This is Kristen Gamer, and you are tuned into my mom, Kristie J. And this is Hot 702.5.
It's Kristie J from the Chisholm Report. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5.
Hey, U.S. government, didn't want to interrupt y'all where y'all were giving billions of dollars away and buying cool guns, but what the fuck is this? Y'all seem to be raising everything but this. Like, everything is getting up but this, and we're just all in confusion. Hypothetically speaking, I guess if I made minimum wage today, I could afford to live nowhere. I could afford to live literally nowhere. A bag of hot Cheetos costs like half of this. You telling me I'm out here working an hour to make 2 bags of hot Cheetos? This might sound crazy, so I want everybody to brace themselves, but what if, like, we raised everything else, we raised this too? Or would that be like mayhem to knock my damn phone down?
Good morning, you guys. You're in with Kristie J. This is the Chisholm Report, and thanks for coming in every Saturday at 10 a.m. to be able to speak with me and sit down and talk about the issues. My background is I have a political science degree from Southern University at Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and my just is to just let you guys know what's happening. I want you guys to make intelligent decisions and be knowledgeable about what's happening with government and policies that affect you and your family. Just to kind of give you guys a breakdown of my show today, I'm going to speak about some local news first, and then I'm going to actually go into third parties, filibusters. I'm going to talk about police incentive. I'm going to talk about the war. I'm going to talk about Biden and his COVID. And I'll talk about the assault weapon ban that they just did yesterday morning, okay? Just to kind of break down what's going on. I know you guys have, first things first, okay? If it was not time to start putting on gloves and not doing sneaky links, this is the time, okay? Monkeypox is out and it's going nuts, okay? If you've seen them, this is like a pimple popper's dream. You look at these videos of these people with these things on their face, and they're full of pus and stuff like that. You just be like, ooh, I just want to squeeze it. But if you squeeze it, it's a possibility that you might get that infection. Also, please don't squeeze the monkeypox, okay? Also, they tried to put it all off on gay and bisexual men, saying basically that they are the ones being treated, the ones being infected by this disease or infection the most. Tell me what you think about that. I don't know if I totally believe that it's just them, because I know a whole bunch of hoes, and they not all dudes, and they are not all gay. So, what do you think in regards to what's happening with the monkeypox? Do you think that this would be I don't know if I really want people wearing masks around me now, because I don't know if you got them things. So I don't know if I should be, taking the change back from you or whatever the case may be. It was the dude at McDonald's. I tell you, the McDonald's off Las Vegas Boulevard and Lake Mead. And he had really, really, really bad acne. and acne on his arm and hand. When I pulled up, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to refuse to get this meal. Yeah, I can just give me my money back. It is most definitely making me pay attention to people's appearance and their hygiene. I look at their nails, stuff like that, because if you're not washing your hands and this is out and about, I don't know what I'll do if I end up getting those big humongous pimples on my face. And I'm a picker, okay? So I mean, like, literally, they gonna have to tie me down for me not to try to pop them things, okay? But if I see somebody else with it, I'm gonna try to pop it on you. So just to let you know, that shit looks disgusting, and it turns down. So just to kind of give y'all an idea about what's happening with the monkeypox out here. So in local news, I first want to say the weather has been crazy, but also nice and crazy all at the same time. If you've been outside in the last couple of days and it's been raining, at first the rain starts off and it is so nice. I'm talking about, like, it feels so good outside. Just the overcast of the clouds and the little bit of mist that they have in the air, it was great. And then the rain start coming in sideways, okay? We really needed rain here in Nevada. In Las Vegas, it's always dry here, so when we do get rain, people love it, and we're different. We're different people. So of course, everybody was outside while it was raining, and until the rain started coming in sideways. That rain started coming in really hard, and they said that basically up to 16,000 people were without power in the city. So Nevada Energy, Envy Energy, I'm just speaking for the people. We want our money back for those 2 days running, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, we pay our bill all the time. You can give us our money back for your product not working. Just saying. Along with that, tonight, the weather should be around about 82 degrees. It should be really nice outside with a light cloud, okay? Along with that, they said that the monsoon season has started. Now, people that are from here, okay, you know that around this time of year, we start getting the grasshoppers and stuff like that start jumping around, and they cover the ground, and they are always near all the lights and stuff like that. They're always over all the white cars. You guys, what do you think about that situation, and what happens? Are they just moving through, or are they dying? You know what I mean? Like, we go through like a week or two of like bugs everywhere, and it flips out everybody be tripping. 702-551-5261. I want you guys to interact with me and be a part of this conversation, just to kind of give you an idea also who's hiring. What is it, United Pacific is hiring. That's the train amp, going back and forth from California. So if you're looking for work, they are hiring. Also, United Airline is also hiring remote workers. So if you would like to work from home and be able to get some additional money, those two companies are hiring right now rampantly. Just kind of give y'all another idea. Dollar Loan Center is also doing a back to school drive. They're doing a summer bash back to school, okay? This is supposed to be held on August the 4th. It is a free event for the people. It starts from 11 to 3 o'clock. I know also they're doing the Water Wars, and that's with all the car clubs and additional people. I'm sorry, y'all don't know, but if you are doing a back to school drive, please give me a phone call in and be able to promote your event. 702-551-5261. If you know someone who is doing a back to school drive, go ahead and tag them in the comments so they can be able to go ahead and put their link and information here, so people can be able to make sure they go and utilize the fact that people are putting in effort and volunteering to be able to make sure that your kids get some additional supplies and stuff like that for school. It's a great thing. Also, just kind of give you guys an idea that Las Vegas government is cracking down on landlords who are abusing tenants with keep reporting them as eviction reports. Okay, so if you have a landlord that know you just came off of I just got my job, or you lost your job and you've already explained this and you already been to court one time in regards to a eviction, and then they turn around and they keep sending you back each and every month for eviction. Basically what's happening is they're trying to get you out because they either want to sell the property or get someone else into the property. That is abuse. They're not to do that over and over to you. Once you make the agreement, you're supposed to be able, when you go to court, ask the judge for a certain amount of time, meaning that you can get from 30 days to 6 months to be able to get your bill back in order. Ask for the maximum, so you can have some time to be able to get that bill going without having to deal with taking off work to be able to go fill out these papers in regards to eviction and everything else. Okay. Also, let's talk about flights canceled. So just in the last 2 days at Harry Reid Airport, they have been canceling flights, delaying flights because of the weather. Just know that you need to give yourself some time to be able to get there, check and see if your flight is going to be leaving on time, and then also, make sure that you have what you need in case they decide to stop your flight or delay your flight. Okay, Megabucks is still going. I'll tell you this: Kane's COO decided to buy $100,000 worth of basically, some lottery tickets to be able to give to his employees, and then they didn't win. So he wasted $100,000. Yeah, that's my opinion. He wasted $100,000 that he could have just split up, because even if it was just additional $20, even if it was just additional $100 to my check, I would have rathered it, because I'm not a gambler, and nothing about me going to go put more money into a pot that the chances of me winning, I'm not interested. Okay, I am a sure thing type person. Okay, I do not put money in machines. I do not sit at the table. I'm leaving it all for y'all. To me, it makes no sense. If it has more of the ratio or the percentage is that I could lose this money, I'm not doing it. Okay, so just to let Raising Cane's them know, you lost all that money, but can you take it out on my special? Because I get the caniac and I substitute the coleslaw for an extra piece of toast. Can you just take an extra $1 or something off mine? If you got money to buy lottery tickets, can you lower the prices? That's all I'm asking. Maybe for just a week or something. Can I get like a free lemonade, an extra chicken finger? I'm just asking, because if you can throw away money, not give it to charity, and not actually give it to your workers, call in COO of Kane so you can talk to me. 702-551-5261. Also on the callback list, Kim Jong-un, go ahead and call in. Biden, go ahead and call in. Pelosi, go ahead and call in. Tesla, all of Tesla, call in. Texas, Louisiana, call in. Las Vegas, Lake Las Vegas people, call in. Have you noticed that they have not refilled Lake Las Vegas either? Okay, and the water at Lake Mead is actually going down even more and more. They continue to keep finding bodies out there. So if you drop the body out there, they're gonna find yours soon. You might want to go ahead and go to Mexico. Just saying. Okay, so yeah, I basically just wanted to. Let's go here. Okay, so dealing with the weather, and you see that all the strip out here, different businesses and stuff like that are having leaks and additional things happening to their house because of the rain, and things are not working. This is called infrastructure. Okay, that means that's the same thing that's happening with Lake Mead, Lake Las Vegas. the drainage systems. Those are the things that keep us from having flash floods. Tune in, listen up, Louisiana and Texas, okay? Nevada. When Louisiana had problems with their levees, okay, and they had the hurricane and the levees broke, it was because the state decided it was better to spend the money on the Superdome, like we talked about last week with them saying Allegiant Stadium, that we should be putting more money into Allegiant Stadium, okay? So they put more money into the Superdome, and then the levees broke, and then all these people lost their houses, their lives, their memories, their property, their pets, everything. Okay, Texas, same thing that happened last year with the pipes bursting. That's infrastructure. That is them not repairing the pipes and stuff like that while the pipes were busting because it was frozen. They were not padded to keep the water from being able to freeze over. That kept them from having being able to have their lights on in their house, gas on in their house. Okay, the shutdown of their state, basically not having food and everything else, and needing FEMA to come out to actually help them. That's infrastructure. Nevada, take heed of these two places. You have Kentucky right now with their death toll going higher and higher and higher because they were not ready for this major flood that just came in the last couple of days. This is infrastructure. This is also on the bill. This is on the bill in November. Okay, for them to put more money into us not having blackouts, flooding in the streets, your house having, saying, like getting flooded in your house. Water, electricity does not mix in your home. You can be electrocuted if it does the wrong thing, right? So let's pay attention. Let's pay attention to what's happening and what they're going to be putting on the bill in regards to infrastructure here in Nevada. That's my local news for today. So I want to go into speaking about the third party. So all week I've been hearing people talk about let's just vote third party. Let's just vote third party. Okay. Third party is just like, you know how you have people that say, okay, who wants vanilla? Who wants strawberry? Who wants chocolate? Okay, well, let's do it over. Who wants chocolate? Who wants strawberry? And then who wants vanilla? Vanilla would be that third party. Okay, most people don't want vanilla. All right, they're like, I don't want that. I will settle for it, but I don't want that. Okay, it's nothing wrong with a third party. It has no power at this moment. So the main purpose of a third party is us being able to say, we have to move in a mass to make it powerful. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It will actually cancel out our votes, okay, if we don't properly do it. So I'm going to say this, and then I want to watch a clip. If we stop talking about these percentages of people, okay, black people, white people, it's not that. It's most definitely class, okay, the class style, all right, lifestyle. So I'm gonna go ahead into this video, and then we can go from there.
Before we do that, you spent a lot of time around Democratic politics. What'd you make of Joe Manchin's decision?
It was a gut punch to a lot of people, Shep, particularly the 62 million Americans or so who were benefiting from the enhanced child tax credit. It was alleviating poverty for 3.8 million kids. Those checks are set to end this past December 15th. And now people are unsure if they're going to continue. So it's going to be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of families that have grown to depend upon that for things like food, fuel, school supplies, and the like.
Back to the Forward Party now. Many have tried and failed to break into the established political system from the outside, as you well know. How is your attempt different?
We can see the dysfunction of the duopoly getting, unfortunately, more and more clear to millions of Americans. 62% of Americans now want to move on from the duopoly. And if you're an independent or a business person watching this today, imagine you arrived in a marketplace. 62% of people wanted an alternative from the two main providers. Wouldn't you want to create a new one? So that's what the Forward Party is meant to provide by changing the process itself so that we have nonpartisan open primaries coupled with instant runoff or ranked choice voting in elections around the country. Then you would see different political parties and perspectives emerge, which is exactly what we need, because right now we have these two parties that are clashing and leading us, unfortunately, to political violence and even a new civil war over time.
New civil war. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Your platform does include several ideas you championed on the campaign trail back in 2016, UBI, universal basic income, congressional term limits. Is the goal of this to really give you a platform to run under in 2024, or what is it?
We're focused right now on 2022, Shep. And if there are ballot initiatives in states around the country that can do for more legislators what Alaska did for Lisa Murkowski in 2020, where they shifted from a closed party primary where she had to go through just the Republican voters now to the general public, and that has liberated Senator Murkowski to be able to vote on principle, on conviction. We have to do the same for a critical mass of legislators around the country, because right now, and you know this, our political system rewards being extreme and trying to placate the 10 to 15% of the hyper partisans on both sides, as opposed to trying to serve the 51% of the general public.
Okay, so just to kind of give an idea, neither party is actually happy. Okay, the people in these parties are actually happy with it. The Republicans, who are not Trumpers, okay, are not happy with the fact that they are now more or less catering to the less educated white voter. Okay, they're not really catering towards the business owner, the Christian evangelical. That's not really happening. What's happening with the Republican Party? Then the Democratic Party also, they're not happy with the fact that it's more or less catering towards just the gay community. Okay, they're getting way more than what is actually there, and the majority of the people who vote Democrat are black women. 85% of black women who vote Democrat. Okay, and then at the end of the day, we're not being heard. They don't care anything about what we're doing. They just use us. They use us to be able to say, look what they did for us. Then they forget until the next election. Then they come back with the same lies, and then we act like we didn't hear this before, and then we get so excited, and then they do the same thing. This would also cut out if we start picking our candidate instead of letting them pick the candidate for us, and then we have to pick from the trash. We got to find out all these additional things they got in their past, like Biden has all this racist ass shit in his past, has all this womanized type issues in his past, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, he's okay now. He's okay now because we're going up against a bigger bully. But both of them are ugly, and nobody wants either one of them. It would be more beneficial for us as a people. And when I say as a people, you can cut it down however you would like. You could cut it down to it being business owners, parents, people who have children that are in school. You could cut it down to working class, people who make from the range of $13 to $25 an hour. You can cut it down to it being, you can still do black people, white people, Hispanic people, seniors, gay people, and all the rest of that stuff. You can still do that, but the demographic is to pick better with the people who want what you want. So find that demographic, okay? My demographic would be, I am a single mother. I'm a single mother with a child in elementary school. I am a mother of a boy, of a black boy. These are my subtitles, okay? And these are the subjects that's also impacting me in my household, okay? So to be able to figure out exactly where you lie and what issues are happening in your household and who in government are tackling these issues. Get behind them. And so next week I'm going to do a drop, okay, of candidates and people who you should be endorsing, candidates and people who you should be paying attention to. I'm going to do a drop for you so you can be educated and knowledgeable about these people. And then you can pick if you want them or not. It's not for me to pick for you. It is for you to be able to pick and know who is the best person that's going to represent your family. So along with that, I was expressing that the breakdown of the classes and stuff like that are important. You want to make sure that you're informed about the party that you're in, and if those subjects are actually subjects that have your best interests at heart. All right. So I want to move on to the second thing, and the second thing was, do you know what a filibuster is? Okay, I know the name sounds funny and everything else, but this filibuster is something that actually keeps us from being able to move forward with issues that we want. Okay. I have a clip on it. I want you guys to pay attention to what they're saying, and then when I come back, I'm going to give you examples so you can understand exactly what a filibuster is and how it affects us.
Everyone's talking about the filibuster, and you, because you spent 8th grade drooling on your Trapper Keeper, are like, what the f is the filibuster, and why the f do I care? Well, wipe that slobber off your mouth and let's get to learning. Alright, what the f is a filibuster? The filibuster is any tactic a senator uses to extend debate on a bill and block it from being passed, typically done to stall a piece of legislation they oppose. In today's Senate, 60 votes are required to overcome the filibuster. When most people think of a filibuster, they see a senator standing up and talking for hours on end to stall, a kind of Mr. Smith goes to Washington defiant last stand.
Sir, I will not yield.
Hold your horses, cowboy. That's not how the modern filibuster works. These days, it's something stupidly lazy, like an email or a text message. So if Ted Cruz hates kittens, and I'm not saying he does, you do like kittens, don't you, Ted? He could stop the Kittens Are Cute Act just by sending a text like,
Sorry, Chuck, but I don't like kittens. Okay, thanks, bye.
Then Ted can go back to slurping margaritas on the beach while the whole thing is gunked up unless 60 senators rally to tell him to shut up. And in this day and age, it is nearly impossible to get 60 senators to agree on anything really, one assumes, even cute cats. So why the f do you care? In case you've been living under a rock, bought and paid politicians have been piling on legislation to prevent voting access around the country. Our democracy is under very serious threat. But the For the People Act stops those jerks in their tracks. And it's caught in the filibuster trap. I know, it's not cute kittens. It's just the foundation of our society at stake. And it's stalled by this silly rule. Of course, some snot-nosed politician will talk about the quote-unquote integrity of the Senate. First of all, the filibuster is basically a historical accident that's gone from interesting congressional quirk to destructive tactic in just a few decades. In its current state, it's made Congress an ineffective flaming pile of garbage. Maybe it's just me, but government should respond to and work for the people. Second, you know what would really ruin the integrity of the Senate? The destruction of democracy. I'll say it louder for the folks in the back. There is no integrity in the destruction of democracy, and letting the filibuster stay the way it is means the destruction of our democracy. We're talking about totally losing our voice. A despot autocracy run by leaders with no accountability, no checks and balances, and unlimited power. That's bad, right? Right. So let's make sure it doesn't happen. Call your senator. Tell them. Democracy matters more than some arcane process. Fix.
Okay, so just to kind of give an example, they filibustered when they were trying to bring reparations to black people. They filibustered over and over again when they were trying to get you aid for COVID-19. They filibustered in regards to the George Floyd bill. What they did was they basically just sat there and talked until the time was up. So to give an example, let's say you go on a date, right? And the person, you kind of interested in the person. You want to talk about being better, or look at my belly. You want to talk about like, okay, they telling you all about how their life is and their occupation and everything else. And then every time that you try to get a word in, they start a new conversation. So you're never able to talk. So, or like my show, okay? Let's say that I bring on a guest, okay? And the guest is supposed to talk about something. Let's talk about pickles, okay? And I keep it, instead of letting the person talk, I want to introduce this person, but I just keep talking and talking and talking, and that person never gets to actually talk. And then what happens is it's the end of my show. So then I'm like, all right then, have a good day, and we'll see you guys next week. And that person was not able to talk about the pickles. Okay? So this is what I mean by the filibuster. So what they do is each time that's a bill is brought to the Senate, and they're supposed to discuss it so they can be able to move forward and be able to, vote on it and stuff like that, a person will get up and do stuff like read from the Bible, okay? Read the entire Bible, or he'll read an entire book, okay? And take up the time, because each one of those bills has a time limit on when they can be able to present it to the court, to the Senate. Then it has to go to the court, and then it has to go to be signed by the president. If that argument is never been able, if they're not able to go in and say, okay, well, I like portion A, I don't like B, can we change that and put in this and this and this? We agree on C, we agree on D, but E has to go. This is what they do to be able to make sure that the actual bill is right and that you can be able to move forward with it. Okay, so anytime an important issue comes up in regards to the American people, they filibuster. A lot of times it's the Republicans who filibuster, and they sit and they will, to keep the bill from happening and for it to run out of time, so then it has to start the process all over again. Okay, that's what happens. So like just like it's a application or something like that. You're supposed to put the piece of paper in. You have to get all your documents in by a certain time. And if you don't, then they deny you. And then you have to start that process all over again. That is the same thing as a filibuster. Okay. They run out they make the time run out. And then we're not able to move forward with these bills. Okay. So then I just want to give you an idea of what that is and why they want to be able to remove that off of the out of our government and how they're able to govern us. Okay, I want to talk to you guys about police incentives. Can you imagine that if the police, the other night, here we go. The other night it was raining out, and me and my brother went to go get some tacos, and we were sitting in the car waiting for the tacos to be done. And across the street, there was a man, and you could tell that he wasn't mentally there. Okay, he was kind of like shaking and moving around a lot. He didn't have a shirt on, and the first thing I said was like, he needs some help. You know what I mean? It's raining out. He probably is having a mental situation, and he needs somewhere to be comfortable. The police pull up, and I was like, that's when the police would be more helpful to be able to bring them into resources, like be able to go in, instead of taking this person, okay, to the jailhouse for them to be able to figure it out and for them to come out with a bill, basically. Okay, he could have took him to a shelter. He could have took him to a mental institution. He could have if the person said, I'm hungry, I don't have any food, I don't have any medication, or I need to go to the hospital, and they take them there. Wouldn't it be better for the police to have instead of them getting their bonuses for them being able to book people, how many people they book? Would it be better for these organizations that's government funded to be able to say, if you take a person that you come across to a homeless shelter, you get incentive for how many people you bring to the homeless shelter. You get incentive for how many kids you bring into a boys' town or whatever the case may be. You find a homeless teen or something like that. Like instead of taking him to a juvenile facility where he's now in the system, you could take him to boys' town where he could get a meal, a bed, and they can find out where his parents are, trying to help him get himself back into school and things like that. If you're going to talk about defunding the police, right, which is most definitely needed, let's talk about where we're going to put the money. Okay, let's talk about if let's take some of the stress and the worryation off of the police also, because they should not be dealing with certain subjects. If you know that there's the other week we were speaking about 911 decided that they're going to do a mental health line for 911. So just like a couple of years ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a guy, his parents called the police and said that their son was having a mental issue. They said he had a mental issue and that he had left the house. He's walking down the street in the middle of the winter, asshole naked, okay? And the police decided that they're going to make him get on his knees in the middle of the road and then put handcuffs on him and leave him on the street instead of saying, hey, buddy, I know you're going through something right now. Can I get you a bottle of water? Can I get you a hot coffee? Can I put you in the back of the car with a blanket so you can be warm? Let's go ahead and get you to the hospital. Let's get you to the homeless shelter. Let's get you home. Okay? Not being able to allow this person to have this situation. They killed him. They shot him because they said that he was being aggressive, even though it's 11 degrees outside. He's asshole naked, and you want to place him on the ground with handcuffs instead of trying to comfort him. Okay, so it's important for us to be able to do that. All right. I just want to also notice that Biden was not in the house for 10 days. He was not even in the house for 5 days, but he is out and about in the streets. So when they telling you that you got to go back to work, they mean that. Okay, they mean it. That they're going to let you go back with COVID. So please pay attention to that also, because I didn't think that was right. Why he get to be all out and about with the COVID? Okay, let's talk about this war really quickly. So just to kind of give you an idea, China has decided that they are not going to. China has decided that they are going to enter this war with Russia if we go over there to Taiwan. North Korea just said this. North Korea just said this.
North Korea has signaled its readiness to deploy nuclear weapons in a scathing critique of South Korea's military and its government and of the United States. Leader Kim Jong-un warned Seoul against a preemptive military strike on the north, saying its nuclear deterrent could be used accurately and swiftly at any time. Kim's threats included direct references to his South Korean counterpart, the first such public mention of President Yoon Suk-yeol since Mr. Yoon took office in May.
우리 군사력의 일부분을 무력화시키거나 막을 수 있다고 생각한다면 천만에 그러한 위험한 시도는 즉시 강력한 힘에 의해 응징될 것이며 윤석열 정권과 그의 군대는 전면될 것입니다.
If you wanted me to translate that, he said, bust a grape. Said he ready, okay? Basically, he said, I got my nuclear bombs. I want to be able to use them. And once again, remember I told you before that Kim Jong-un, North Korea, is like the dude in the club. You see the group of guys in the club, and it's always that one little one that's talking all the shit that I'll beat your butt, but he really can't fight. He just got his big brothers and the big dudes with him who can fight, which would be Russia, China, India, and these people around him. But he go throw the first lick because he know he has backup. That's what I mean by, he just said, I have my nuclear bombs and I want to be able to use them. And so just let me know, Russia, when you're ready, and I'll go ahead and I'll use them. China, in the same fact, was saying that Pelosi was supposed to go to Taiwan to be able to speak with them. Now, China said, if you go over there and go mess with my enemy, which they're saying they don't want them to be independent. If you go over there messing with them, then I have no choice but to go ahead and join with join with Russia. So I have a little clip about that. I'm going to let you guys hear that, and then I'm going to go ahead.
It will fight to the very end to prevent Taiwan from being declared independent. Speaking at a security meeting in Singapore, China's defense minister said any foreign interference is doomed to failure. He was referring to the United States.
We notice, separate to the US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin's remarks on the Indo-Pacific strategy, that the strategy is an attempt to build an exclusive, small group in the name of a free and open Indo-Pacific, to hijack countries in our region and to target one specific country. It is a strategy to create confrontation, to contain and encircle others.
All right, so just to kind of give you an idea, be scared, okay? Because if we make the wrong decisions, we gonna get jumped. All right, so pay attention to what's happening with this war, because this war is why we're having inflation. This war is why gas and stuff is so high, food and stuff are so high. If this war happens and they do these nuclear bombs, you're going to be worried about what's happening with global warming and radiation and stuff like that being in the air, because it's going to affect us. Let's pay attention. So then I just want to also add that yesterday they decided to go into session about assault weapons. Please look into that. I'm going to go ahead and go out and leave that for you guys. So leave your comments. Please like, share, and if you don't like what I'm saying, comment. Okay? I'd rather hear what you have to say. Once again, my name is Kristie J. This is the Chisholm Report. I love you guys. If you see somebody out there grinding, let them know you see them shining. And I will see you guys next week, Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on the Chisholm Report.